All right, we're being joined by the star of UFC Fight Island 5, the man who delivered the front runner for knockout of the year in 2020, and many believe came through with the greatest knockout in UFC history. Happy to be joined by Joaquin Buckley after feeding Impa Kasanganay this past Saturday in Abu Dhabi. Joaquin, how are you, man?
Man, I'm feeling good. Just feeling good about the whole experience, man. Just gonna ride this ride, you know what I mean, till the next fight comes.
I was going to say, like, what has life been like over these last few days? Like Saturday night, that knockout goes viral, went viral very quickly. You flew home back to the States. What has it been like since the kick heard around the world landed?
Man, I've been getting sleep. So I've been in the house, man. So there ain't much changed yet, man. I ain't really left the house yet. But social media wise, man, my followers have went up, man. My content has went up tremendously. And it's actually messing my phone up, man. Every time I get on it, man, it freezes up because it don't know how to act with everybody following and commenting and liking everything at the same time.
Are you enjoying like all this extra attention that comes with a knockout like that? Because I mean, compared to where you were, say, like 5 or 6 days ago, I mean, this, like you said, your phone's breaking. It's crazy.
Most def. I was only at like 2,500 Instagram followers on my Instagram. And for that to just blow up to like 67,000 people within 2 or 3 days, man, that's crazy, So, man, it's something to get used to. It's something to get used to for sure. I got to be careful what I post now.
Have you had any like unbelievable DMs, crazy celebrities reaching out to you, congratulating, anything like that?
I haven't really checked my DMs yet. They full of messages though, but I haven't checked.
There you go. I'll have to check back in with you on that. And I know when you were asked about it after the fight, people said it was like a ninja style kick. That's what they said on the broadcast, but you said it was a Wakanda style kind of kick. But do you have an official name for the kick yet? Like Anthony Pettis had the Showtime kick. What is yours called? Do you have a name for it yet?
No, I don't have a name for it, man. It's actually a traditional, just a spinning back kick, whatever. And I would just doing it like acrobatic by jumping in the air with it, you know what I'm saying? Because Impa had my foot, so I was able to balance with his hand and get that kick off. But, it's just an old traditional Taekwondo kick, man, that I was practicing on the heavy bag for the longest time, but I finally got to actually use it in the fight. Crazy.
I know you're a little biased here, but do you think that this is the greatest knockout in UFC history? I mean, it's definitely the knockout of the year in the UFC, but do you think this is the best of all time?
I give myself knockout of the year, but my favorite knockout of all time is Dan Henderson, man. You know what I'm saying? The Hendo H-bomb, you know what I'm saying? Over Bisbing. That's always going to be the most devastating, most vicious knockout to me.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the conversation though, and that's pretty darn cool to be put, in the same conversation as those guys. And it's funny because I've been thinking about this since Saturday. As great of a moment as that was for you, is there a part of you that wishes that you landed that kick on anybody else in the world? Because Impa Kasanganay is like the nicest fighter on the roster.
Facts, bro. That's actually the best question for real. Like, Impa is probably like one of the best guys ever, man. I wish we didn't have to get in the cage with one another because he just seems like another brother to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean like a black guy, just a whole nother brother I've never met before. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just that kind and just so welcoming. Even us about to get in a fight, like, he's just so welcoming the whole time. He introduced me to his father, to his team. You know what I'm saying? And, he just gave me words of encouragement towards my fight, towards him. You know what I mean? So, just an incredible guy. I wish the guy that I was supposed to fight would have stayed in there. That would have been perfect to do that kick against him.
What was the bigger thing that happened to you, in your opinion, in your career? Was it the knockout itself? Because, yeah, that's everywhere. Tens of millions of people have seen it and reacted to it. Your social media has exploded. Or just simply getting your hand raised in the UFC for the first time? Because the knockout's going to live forever. But the win builds confidence. What's more important to you personally?
Both. That's what I want, man. I want knockouts. And I want, you know what I'm saying, my hand raised. So, I don't want to just get my hand raised any type of way. Never by the judges. I just rather call it a draw. You know what I mean? If it go to the judges. So, I want knockouts and I want, finishes. So I think the finish was a big deal to me. Mm-hmm. Because if I would have just got my hand raised, I wouldn't be speaking with you right now. I wouldn't be speaking with nobody right now. So if I would have just got my hand raised, it just would have been another moment.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. I probably would have talked to you. I probably would have talked to you anyways. Let's be honest. Like,
probably.
if you go back through my work, you would see that I probably would have asked to talk to you anyways. But still, this is still very cool. Probably more eyeballs will be on it. I'll be honest with you there. But cause like most people heading into this fight with Impa were like, yeah, Joaquin's an exciting guy. He throws bombs. It's aesthetically pleasing. But you come in as this 2-1 underdog. I mean, do you look at the odds? Do you listen to the noise at all? Or, I mean, do you try to find these chips on your shoulders heading into the fight? Or is everything still the same to you?
I don't try to find them, but when you go on social media and you read up on everything, you going to see it. But I don't try to let it affect me whatsoever. You know what I mean? I just go out there and just try to prove them wrong. You know what I mean? I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do. I know my talents and I know my gifts. So, you know, when I go out there, I know I'm a difficult person to handle at the end of the day. You know?
You had the short notice debut with Kevin Holland, and obviously the fight didn't go your way, and you had your moments in that fight for sure. Mm-hmm. But in the end, you got finished for only the second time in your career. Mm-hmm. What did you take away from that fight, that experience, sharing the octagon with Kevin Holland?
It's gonna sound weird, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a very spiritual person. So with that Kevin Holland fight, you know, I give that all to God. You know what I mean? It was just Kevin Holland's time to win. It was just his moment. You know what I mean? He was on a 3-fight win streak, 4-fight win streak, or something like that. He was on a tear. You know, it was just his moment at the time. But I know I'm a way more skillful fighter than Kevin Holland, and I was able to, like I said, I told people I didn't have no coach with me at the time. I was by myself the whole time. I was scrambling to do like USADA stuff. I was scrambling to do paperwork for him and to get things done. And for me to go out there and still put on a performance the way I did on a week's notice, right after getting out of another fight, you know what I mean? You got to kind of put that into play. So if I have a full camp and I'm just focused on Kevin Holland, how y'all think that fight gonna go, you know? Now, I'm definitely willing to see Kevin Holland again, though, you know? But that day was his day, you know?
I spoke with Kevin before, like a couple of days before he fought Darren Stewart, and he told me that he took a lot of things personally heading in that fight. He told me there were some things that were said in the build to the fight that really rubbed him the wrong way, so much so that he wouldn't even tell me what they were. But was it a personal fight for you? Like, did you have a problem with Kevin?
No, I think it's just the way I speak. I don't know, man. I guess he just didn't like the way that I talk, you know what I mean? But it was nothing personal. If he took it personal, that's fine. Like I said, though, but that was his moment, you know what I mean? And I'm not looking down on it, you know what I'm saying? It happened for a reason. And, you know, and then now my moment is here. And then guess what? Impa's moment is going to come pretty soon, you know, and I already know it. So it's all God's victories, and God also give us our losses. And that's for our learning. That's the lessons that he gives us, you know, through life.
I don't know if you saw the interview I did with Kevin, but it was actually taking place when he was on the shuttle going to the UFC Apex so he could do his media day. So he had to wear like one of the COVID masks on his face. The image was a shadowy image of him punching you in the face.
Oh, for real? That's dope.
I was like, what is that?
I think it's lit, man. He's going to forever be able to say that, man. He knocked Joaquin Buckley out. But it's another guy that out there that knocked me out in the first round named Jackie Goss, you know, and it took me 4 years to get my revenge. So, you know, Kevin Holland, you know, just keep doing what you're doing, man. We'll see each other. We both young, man. We young in the sport, man. I'm 26, he's 27. We got time.
You can meet up in the top 5 someday, right?
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Going back to the knockout and, you know, what it could lead to and what it has led to. I mean, when you have a moment like that, and we've seen it so many times before in the UFC, there's sort of this like extra pressure placed upon you to like live up to that or do something even more spectacular for your next fight. So you want to be exciting and you want to get these finishes as often as possible, but how do you avoid that kind of pressure moving forward? Because obviously I'm not a fighter, but how do you make sure you don't get caught up in that?
There is no pressure, man. It's just go out there and do what I did last time with Impa. Like, that wasn't planned. That wasn't, you know what I'm saying, choreographed, you know what I mean, to go out there and do a spinning heel kick, you know what I'm saying, towards his face. Like, I didn't plan for it. It was just natural. It just flowed. So I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing. And then hopefully I get another one, you know, if I'm blessed.
What did it feel like when that foot hit his face? Like, I'm not going to be able to throw that at anybody in my entire life, so I got to live a little bit vicariously through you. Like, what did that feel like?
It felt like my foot hit his face. That's about it for real. But I wasn't able to see the reaction of him until I was able to turn all the way around, to see, that I knocked him out. Because at first I knew I had hit him, so I knew I hit him hard enough to at least knock him down, if not knock him out. So when I turned around, I was going to rush him, to finish the job. But once I seen his body lock up and stuffed up, I knew that was game over. It was no need for any unnecessary punishment,
When would you like to get back in there? Because, I mean, the wave of momentum is massive right now. When would you like to get back in there and do it again?
Probably November or December. That'd be nice. But, got to talk to the team, got to talk to the managers and everything just to see how everything lines up. And then we'll see. I want to get in there before the end of the year, though, for sure.
Is there anybody that sticks out to you now that you've had like a few days to reflect on what you've been able to accomplish?
My homeboy told me if Jane Krause wins his fight, man, I might need to fight him since he had some things to say on Instagram. So
he did? What did he say?
It was in the DMs. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep it in the DMs.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? So Jane Krause knows what I'm talking about. So if he wins his fight, that'd be a good fight for me right there. All right,
I'll have Krause bump back up to 185 and do this all over again.
Will
you go to 70?
People, my whole career was at 170.
Yeah.
I'm 3-1 at middleweight. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm 9-2 at welterweight. So my whole career I hadn't had at 170. You know what I mean? I just had a lot of success at middleweight thus far, so I just kept fighting it. But yeah, I definitely love to fight at welterweight or middleweight. However he wants to do it, I'll be fine with it. But, he said I didn't have no name and all this other, stuff like that. Hey, but I'm here now.
Now you got a name. Is there anything outside of the performance, the win, the forever addition to highlight reels that you're taking away from this trip to Abu Dhabi? I mean, it's a very unique circumstance to be able to travel. I mean, the UFC has their own freaking island to host these events, to make things happen in such a chaotic year. This is going to be a tough thing to top, in the future for the UFC. Is there anything else besides the performance that you're going to take away from that experience?
Man, I don't know, bro. To take anything away from it, man, it's just to be honored and blessed to be given the opportunity to be there. You know what I'm saying? And just go through that whole experience with the UFC, with Fight Island, with the crazy knockout. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's going to be crazy just to even top that. But, what I just took from it, I'm just blessed. I'm just a blessed individual, man. That's what I take from it.
There you go. Last thing before we let you take a well-deserved breather, man, since I'm sure your schedule has been absolutely insane. You get to play fan for a little while and watch these next couple of events. Next weekend, Khabib Nurmagomedov is fighting Justin Gaethje for the UFC lightweight title. What a fight that's going to be. Last event in Abu Dhabi before they head back home. Who gets it done? How do you see this one playing out?
I see Justin Gaethje, man. I'm going to go with Justin Gaethje, bro. You can never, count out Khabib, man, the undefeated fighter, you know what I'm saying, the humble fighter. But I think Justin Gaethje has the tools to beat Khabib. But, hey, only one way to find out, man.
There you go.
I got to fight.